So what do you think, Pan? What's your take on pneumatics?
I love it.
But
I need this size of a compressor.
Is it worth all the effort though?
Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me, but it's surely nice to have. If someone has the space for that kind of a compressor.
Right, or if you're using a compressor for other things.
Yeah, why not? Because the price of the polisher itself is not prohibitive cost-wise, so that's not the issue. Yeah, if you have the compressor already that can sustain it, of course get it. So smooth.
What about Milwaukee? I saw you use it for 2 seconds. You don't like it?
I just, you know what, I didn't think of using it. That's it. So I have no conclusion yet, but I'm pretty sure it has to be good if all the other tools I tested in these past days were good. Yeah, but if you like it, I mean, you're used to the flex tools and the Rupes like me there.
I used the 21 for the first time, Milwaukee 21 today. Yep. It is quite a bit more chattery than the Rupes, but you know, I used the Rupes all morning and then transitioned to it. So that first transition was not as pleasant.
Yeah.
But just, especially since I like to walk outside and blow out the pads, it's just so much better, you know, so much easier.
What's the biggest difference for you, the M15 Milwaukee compare to the Flex cordless?
Well, the Flex cordless is almost useless. You have to be really good at pad flatness because it's all city.
And battery life is better on the Milwaukee, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely. The battery life's not an issue on either one of them, really. If you have 2 batteries, that's all you need. But
again, for somebody who has all the Milwaukee tools and the battery and the ecosystem, just get the
Flex. You need a whole new architecture. You need a whole new setup.
Man, this is looking smooth and glossy. Love it. So good teamwork.
They're latex, but
yeah, that's fine. Are they XL, large?
I'm just gonna have to squeeze it in there.
All right.
But the latex isn't gonna hold up the whole way through.
Yeah. Ooh, these are small.
You can double bag it if you want. So we have one. And we do this. Dropper. The OG edition, if you buy the OG edition of Crystal Serum, we put the dropper in there. Way better. Instead of using the little goofy thing. And we're gonna prime the pad, kind of like we primed the pads for our polishing. And put a little juice on there. Remember we talked about on the wheels, more is not better. We just need what we need and that's it. And then we go over to the car and we put it on. So Crystal Serum Light is pretty darn forgiving. So I'm gonna do the entire hood.
With just that application to the pad.
Correct. And then you're gonna cross hatch. So that's one direction. I'm gonna come back and go the opposite direction. Just to make sure I get good coverage. We're gonna do all the trim as well. When you feel it start to grab a little bit, add a little bit extra.
Cross-hatching, you're basically never forgetting. You're getting even coverage.
Even more important than polishing, stay organized. Remember where you've been. Think about where you're going. And this is a true wipe on, wipe off coating. So we don't have to get the stopwatch out. The flash time on this is pretty long too. So you could wipe it off right now if you wanted to, or you can wait. So as soon as I get out of the way, pan's good to start drying. It's probably better, well, I was gonna say if you have 2 wipers.
So at this point, Esteban, after doing the paint prep, this is where you'd notice that the paint feels kind of grabby, so it is not slick anymore. So now you're sure that there's nothing left on the clear coat and you got virgin clear coat to work with. So that's how you want it. So you should have that very sticky sounding kind of feel.
I keep thinking of other cars that I've done. So I need to get rid of that whole, I've only done a couple of cars. It's not true.
Yeah, you've done a few?
I was thinking of a Sakir orange F80 that I did. I've done hundreds of my own cars, you know.
Yeah.
I don't need any other cars. There's plenty of Mormon vehicles to do.
You showed Adam LZ.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of Adam's cars.
So here we're in a controlled environment that's like optimal.
You're good to go. Get that.
All right. So see, it is very, very easy to level. It's not grabby like the old coatings used to be back in the day. You used to fight to remove. Just have to, like Matt said, stay organized. Make sure you're very diligent in your removal. That way you're not going to get any high spots. So now you can start behind me. And when you're moving to a new section, flip your towel. So fold it like this. You get 8 clean and dry sides to work with.
But manage the middle here because I need to do this. We need to let it at least get on there for a second. So we're going to leave this optional up to you. If you want to do 2 coats of EXO, this will be good practice. You can come in and put a second coat of EXO on tomorrow morning.
Yep.
See, look how slick that feels. So what I think Matt also likes, if he's like me with Gtechniq compared to some others, it's not quite like a Carnauba wax, but it does have some sort of a warmer feel, more organic kind of, and not as synthetic. So we're good for here?
Yep.
Done?
I like this because it's slick as crap.
Yep.
Yeah, it literally glides like.
See, even when I'm wiping now, the majority just comes off even with the first wipe. So the second one is really to make sure you're leaving nothing behind. So you're doing a great job, Esteban. You're learning the ropes, and now you know how to wash, how to decon, how to polish, how to apply a coating. The earlier you pick it up, the less you're going to struggle for any high spots. See how your towel is gliding now?
Yeah.
So if you were to split this out, let's say somebody can't do it in a full day for X amount of reasons. So you can do the wash, all the decontamination steps. You can do a bit of maybe the first compound stage, and then the next day come back a bit like we did. Finish up with the polish, then you do the eraser or the paint prep, and then you can apply the coating, wait a few hours, apply the top coat. And if you want a second top coat layer, another few hours, and then boom, your second layer.
This is a match made in heaven, Pan. You like to wipe, I like to apply. I hate the wiping. I hate polishing the lowers. I only like the uppers. We'll have to put a little more pearl in there from the water running.
How did that finish off? I didn't even see it.
It's okay. See, pearl doesn't finish as well as the
hyper dressing
does, but it's pretty good.
Another one that you'd
It's quite a bit
love
different than it did before.
for your technique, Matt. Have you tried Koshemi Motorplast?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
It's mediocre at
God,
best.
spray on, forget it, and done.
Yeah, but it doesn't work as good as hyperdressing.
No, by hyper dressing they don't produce anymore.
No, they do.
They do. I was told it's done. Too
No.
expensive to.
That was just a supposedly short term.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept doing the Motorplast, but so then what I did on mine, I just coated the darn whole engine bay. I EXO'd the whole darn thing.
You EXO'd the engine bay?
Yeah.
That's next level.
Took forever though. Took like a darn whole bottle.
It was done.
A little better, huh? Just say, I'd say.
That's night and day.
And took us 3.5 minutes, literally.
Yeah.
Not even Matty estimation time.
Doesn't have to take an hour.
We didn't even ruin it either. You're gonna ruin the engine's gonna blow up.
The engine still starts. Yeah, everything's
Engine's gonna
fine.
explode. You ever seen a Land Rover like up to its doors in water?
Yeah.
Or up to its windshield in water? As long as your intake isn't in it.
Car makers know, like in the last 20 years, they made everything so watertight. And look, everything's plastic cladding, so there's not
everything's
much.
covered.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
many people in total replied to your call, Matt, for having this car brought up to us? You responded in 25 seconds or something, yeah? How many people total, roughly?
I mean, it's probably 50 plus.
50-ish?
Yeah.
My God. So you were the lucky chosen one. So you see this one's very forgiving. So although we gave it a little more time than the other sections, it still wipes off super easy. It beads off on you, see here?
Yeah. It's still.
So that's the visual indicator, exactly, sweating. Yeah. There are some that'll rainbow a lot, others that'll sweat, so it depends on formulation, chemistry. But there's always some sort of visual indicator that it's time to start leveling.
Last step is Wolf's Nano Glass Sealant. I like this way better. I've never used this bottle. I always use the big one that we can never get to not leak. And so this is just like a coating bottle, way better, way safer, lasts longer. There was a plastic bottle that I've been using for a decade. And the problem is we get the plastic bottles and 50% of them would be broken from shipping. As I bring this stuff in from Hungary.
Yep.
Yeah, not Wolfgang, Wolf's. Wolfgang is the Auto Geek brand.
Yes.
So I'm gonna use the Gtechniq applicator. And so we've already prepped the glass. Prep is key. Polishing, and then eraser. First coat will be super grabby. You can feel the texture in the glass. Second coat will go on smooth as silk.
So like we were telling you before, why Matt loves the Wolf's, why I also like it too. This is one that's less prone to wiper judder, so you're not going to see the wiper blades stuttering. However, when you do have the advantage of having a glass coating like this, you'll get like 6 to 12 months of protection. But the good thing about it is you won't have to use your wiper blades as much when you drive in inclement weather, especially when it's raining, because you're like over 35 miles an hour, basically, water droplets, exactly. So you manage your wipers that way, you don't have to use them as much.
I don't know how to really describe this, but it's not super hydrophobic, which sounds completely counterintuitive. You would think you'd want all kinds of hydrophobics, all kinds of beading on your glass. I don't like that. So this is more hydrophilic, so it sheets more than it beads. And then you don't need to use your wiper blades as much. But like if I put this on Michelle's truck, it'll last frickin' 6 weeks, 2 weeks sometimes, because she's dry wiping all the darn time.
So that friction from the blades, that's what eventually removes.
Yeah.
Same thing as for a coating. If you were to polish the coating, eventually you're going to go through the coating.
That's why I normally use Forte, Flyby Forte 30 from Carpro on her windshield. But I started doing the CSL EXO on the side windows. Works great.
You like it? Yeah, I never tried that.
Yeah.
And for maintenance, for anybody who asks there, same thing as usual. You want to use invisible glass, whatever automotive glass cleaner, you can clean your windshield as usual.
Can't quite make it through this. Let that sit for 5 minutes or so. Wipe it off, put another coat on. Done. That is a sick combo right there, dude. This sonic piece, I think it's freaking sweet. You're at 71 PSI.
71?
Yeah.
That's
Should
it
get
would have blown.
31.
35.
35 on the sedan.
Yeah, I filled it up at this gas station.
71? That's shocking that it didn't blow. It's probably the limit of what's 55, 60? Oh my God. It's still at 60 something.
Good thing I checked it.
Yeah.
This is why I do this, the whole reason. I don't give a crap what anybody thinks. I freaking hate polishing. Except for the hood. I like doing the hood. Well, BMW bros, I think it turned out all right. '08 car, 50-ish thousand miles. It's been well maintained, well taken care of, but also hasn't been detailed taken care of. So we were able to get the car to a pretty decent standard. There really isn't much. I mean, there's some rock chips on the front, so he may at some point respray the front bumper, maybe the front the front section of the front clip. But the Melbourne red is really fun to work with. Pretty darn hard. The rear bumper I thought was repainted, but that's the factory clear. It was hard as a rock. I just could not break through, and I still didn't get it exactly the way I wanted it. But the roof, the hood, and then Pan worked on the side of the car. We got to it pretty decent looking. We did CSL EXO, as you saw, on the glass, and I'm pretty set on doing that from now on. Doing the coating on the sides, the top glass on the sunroof, and the rear, and then just doing the Wolf's Nano sealant on the windshield, I think is the way to go. But as you can see in here under the Cree lights, this garage has completely changed my whole thought process on how I would set up a garage. I mean, the ceiling at the peak here, or at the low point, is only like 8'6" or 8'4". It just feels so much more comfortable in here than some big, like, cavernous, open, cathedral ceiling or open vaulted ceiling. Even my garage in Florida has 11 foot, I think 11'4" is the ceiling height, 11'6", and this just feels so comfy. And it was really cool to go through, use all the tools. We had everything in one spot, and then some. We weren't missing anything for the project. The only thing maybe might help is having a paint depth gauge here. I need to get some gloves here because we didn't have any nitro gloves. And it's kind of pointless using latex gloves. I probably took 6 months off my life by coating this thing. But yeah, it's fun to do an entire car here. See what it's like. I doubt many of you that are going to come to Destination OG are going to do this, but do a full correction. But to mess around and try out some different tools that you may not have, I think is what this is all about. Yes, we don't need a 2,000 piece master collection set of tools, considering we used like a screwdriver on this thing. But it's nice to see it, touch it, feel it. Same thing with detailing. You're probably not going to do a 30-hour correction on your vacation, but it's fun to be able to try some things out. And we've had 6 or 8 people come through the house thus far, tenants and it's borrowers that they've enjoyed it. So anyway, go to destinationog.com if you want to book a week. We have like 1 week in December. We have, I think, maybe 5 or 6 weeks in the winter, January, February. I'll start posting those up, but the weeks are getting thinner and thinner on what's available to come here. But like I said, car turned out great. Go over to Pan's channel, to Pan the Organizer. We'll put a link in the description. We kind of set this up as OG long form. Pan is the sort of summarization of it. I think you could probably watch both videos, both sets of videos, so go check out his channel. And as always, thanks for being here. This was a crazy project. I guess as always, stay tuned for more crazy. I'm supposed to be taking it easy. I somehow added in a 30-hour multi-stage paint correction into this little stay. We're going fly fishing tomorrow. I'm pumped that we got this thing done. I thought we'd have been going to the 11th hour, but the car is complete. We have one more coat of EXO to put on it, but we even checked the tire pressures, coated the wheels. Things ready to go. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. This is what I do, and make things better. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.